Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining me today is Adam Dorn from the Fitchburg Fire Rescue. Adam, how you doing?
Great. How are you, Jeremy?
Living the dream. We're talking about portable heater fire safety today.
Yes.
Big words to say, but these things seem to be a little dangerous.
Yeah, they can be at times, depending on how they're used. What do you want to know?
I want to know everything. Ready, set, and tell me. No, just kidding.
Whoa.
I think we know it is the winter season. People are trying to heat up the houses, finding the best cost-effective way to do it. Maybe we can't afford to heat it the normal way. Maybe we got the basement, never gets warm. You got all these issues going on, and space heaters. When I think about holiday fires, certainly I think about the lights, the tree, cooking, but portable heaters, space heaters, especially the older ones. I mean, the newer ones can have faulty issues too, but
Right.
we got a lot of things here when it comes to portable heaters. So fill me in. Where do you start?
Well, you're probably going to be using it in a place where there's some sort of a draft, where you can't keep that room warm or an area warm. And one of the important things is to make sure that you find the heater that's appropriate for the space that you want to heat, right? Because if you buy a small heater, like just a real little one, and you're trying to heat a whole room, it's probably not going to work so well. You're going to have it running all the time.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're running it on high and it just never shuts off. And you're
Right.
leaving the house and,
Right.
oh,
Right.
boy.
So make sure you choose a heater that's designed for the size of the room that you want to heat. That's a big one. Second thing is, make sure that you place a space heater on a solid flat surface. Carpeting is okay, but you don't want to set it on a blanket or a pillow or a cardboard box or plastic totes. That's not a good place to put it. You want to keep them away like 3 feet from anything that can burn. Boxes and plastic totes probably can burn if you put a heater close enough to it.
Yeah, these things actually get really hot. I mean,
They do.
And especially if you are running them for hours on end. I know we've got one that's got a remote control, but it has an auto shut-off on it when it gets hot enough in the space.
Yep.
But still sets you up because sometimes you forget, you walk away and you're like, oh, yeah, I didn't unplug that thing.
Right.
And I don't know, for me in the heaters, I just got to unplug them. I just never feel comfortable just turning them off.
Yep.
I don't know why, but
I'm the same way.
paranoid about that for whatever reason. But that 3-foot rule, definitely a great one. I also see the extension cord issue here. Not a good idea.
Right. Always. Did I say always? Always. Plug a space heater directly into an outlet. No power strips, no extension cords. Plug them directly to an outlet. They're designed to go directly to an outlet. The extension cords and power strips aren't designed to carry that amount of current through those wires and so that you can run the space heater. So make sure you always plug them into the outlet. Also, make sure that the cord that you're using on that space heater is not cracked or damaged. Make sure the plugs are intact, that the prongs are not squeezed together or pulled way apart, because that also starts to cause bad connections and can cause shorts and fires. Like I said, plug them directly into the outlet and just check for those things.
Yeah, I think all easy tips, but you'd be surprised on just how many fires can start with these things. Right. So checking it when you plug it in. I know, when you plug them in, sometimes you turn them on for the first time of the season, you smell some burning. I don't know, what's the best judgment call on that or age of space heaters, but do you guys have any recommendations on, properly working and everything? I know that's kind of an out there question, but
right. So a lot of the newer space heaters have a tip over mechanism in them, so that if they were to tip over, they will shut off automatically. So if yours doesn't have that, I would recommend getting rid of it and purchasing a new one. It's going to cost you a little bit of money, yes, but you're going to be safer than using one of the older ones.
Yeah, and I bet you the newer ones again have that auto shut off. Yeah. Even when it starts to get too warm in there, just again to cool that down. Other piece here real quick is the look, listen, learn piece. As long as we are talking and the risk of fires is a little bit more, especially in Wisconsin in the wintertime, having that plan, I think, pre-plan the plan and everything else in between. Super good.
And this was actually the fire prevention theme.
Sure was.
It's great that you brought it back because it really covers 3 things, right? We're going to look for places that fires can start in our homes, whether that's in the kitchen with space heaters, mechanical rooms, garages, wherever it might be. We want to look for those, identify those, and then prevent that from happening. We want to also make sure that we learn or listen for the sound of the smoke detector. Know what that sounds
Sound
like.
of the beep, dude. Come on.
Yeah.
You skipped over it. The sound of the beep.
Sound of the beep.
Jeepers.
It's very important to know what that smoke detector sounds like, because sometimes they're a little bit different, or if you're in apartment buildings, it may sound completely different than a smoke detector.
You know what? I just did this with the daughter. She had never heard what it was. Like, she never could, she just heard it loud. But we actually went through every room so the whole family could hear it. And it was pretty amazing to watch her like, oh.
Yeah.
Like, you hear that, whoa, we got to go,
Right.
So it not only is a good time to check that, but, having the loved ones listen to it. I love the idea that listening to hear what these sound like, because they definitely do vary.
Right. And then it ties right in, because when we look for those possible problems, we learn or listen for the smoke detector, and then we learn 2 ways out of every room in our house. And it's not always just your house. It can also be, where are you staying in the holidays? Are you staying by your family or friends? Is it someplace new? Does your family know how to get out of their house, out of your relative's house? Or if you have people staying with you, make sure they know what that smoke detector sounds like. Make sure they know what you expect from them if they were to hear this smoke detector, so they know the proper actions to get out and where you're going to meet.
Yeah, that final meeting place, too. I think something that's come up in the years now is picking that meeting place, making sure everybody's there accounted for, and stay out.
Right.
I think the big one here, no matter what size of the fire, whatever, even if it's out, better off to just stay outside, wait for you guys to show up, and then
absolutely
you can determine.
Let us handle the problem if there still is one, and if there isn't, and it's out, or it really turned out to be just a kind of more of a smoke scare because something fell off of whatever you're making in the oven and fell to the bottom, and you got a house full of smoke. We'd rather come out and make sure that everything is safe for you guys to enjoy the rest of your time together than to be standing outside and watching worse things happen to your home.
Absolutely. All right. Well, that's some great safety tips. Stay up, too. I didn't mention it the last time you were here, but here now, Facebook. You guys have kept up on a lot of safety tips here for the holiday season. Check out their Facebook page, website. Find Adam Dorn while you're out there. Say hi to this guy. He'll say hi to you. That's it. He won't say anything else. No, I was kidding. All right, Adam, thank you so much. Happy holidays to you.
You too.
And, we'll take a quick break. You are watching Talking Fitchburg.